Bad days. Bad days. Jamey French.
Remember your perfect day? Mine, December 31st, 2003. The Mayan Riviera, Cancun, Mexico. It's 10 minutes till midnight. We were walking through the powdery white sand, listening to the surf as it broke upon the beach. The best part was my wife's warm hand in mine as we waited for the fireworks to let us know that the new year was here. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, friends, and everyone who has that vision of their perfect day, I just want you to stop. Because there are no perfect days. That day in Cancun, I spilled coffee on my brand new, white, expensive tourist t-shirt. Molly and I, we had a fight. And we had to endure a timeshare presentation. It was not a perfect day. Our perfect day had been ruined by imperfect moments. But this is good news. Because if there are no perfect days, then that means there are no bad days. Now I know what you're thinking. Come on, Jamey, everybody has bad days. And a year ago, I would have agreed with you, touting my mantra of, well, bad days are they're just a part of life. I just hope the good ones outnumber the bad ones. If you fast forward with me, though, 4 years, 2 months, and 4 days, you've been standing beside me in that low-lit, cold, sterile, intensive care unit. It was March 4th. It was actually Molly's birthday, a day that we should have been celebrating. Instead, I was emotionally paralyzed. Amidst all of the flurry of activity and the noise, I didn't know what to do in the silence. And I felt so alone as I now held my wife's cold, clammy hand. Her doctor did try to comfort me. He placed his hand on my shoulder and he said, Mr. French, your wife is very, very sick. She has adult respiratory distress syndrome. Her good health and her age are going to help her. But it was the but that got my attention. It was the but that I'll never forget. But she only has a 5% chance to live. What would you do? I did the only thing that I knew. I called my best friend. He's a respiratory therapist. I explained to him what was going on, and with our discussion, he was able to help me realize that I had some choices. My choice was to send Molly to the University of Michigan Hospital. Now, as a Buckeye, that was a difficult decision. But she spent 2 weeks on a ventilator, in a coma. When she finally awoke, she had surgery after surgery after surgery. One of those was to remove and amputate both of her legs and 2 fingers. Throughout all of it, we were so concerned about her brain because there was a lack of oxygen, and we were afraid that there was going to be brain damage. And then there was the day that the doctor walked in and said, Mr. French, we're going to be placing Molly on a special rotating bed. What's a rotating bed do? It rotates. And then that's when I looked down and I saw Molly motioning. So the doctor leaned down, he put his ear right to her lips. And she said, I thought you In that moment, we knew she was going to be okay. And through it all, I kept questioning, is she going to live? Until we got to the end, and then it was, what is her life going to be like now? 2.5 months after that moment, you would have seen me sitting at my desk, surrounded by the clutter, just at my wit's end, trying to decide and come to terms with what had happened to us. How are we going to remodel the home to accommodate her wheelchair? And how are we going to pay for it? And then I overheard the conversation. It was not with me, it was with her friend. She may have been speaking with Tammy, but she spoke directly to me. She said, Tammy, I've yet to have a bad day. Just some bad moments. Incredible. Because you see, it's our bad moments that we allow to define our days. And if we're not careful, those days will then define our lives. Can you imagine waking up in a strange hospital, hundreds of miles from home, connected to machines and tubes, and being told that your legs are going to be amputated? How would you handle that news? Would you give up and just feel sorry for yourself? And if you did, no one would blame you. I would have not blamed Molly if she had made that choice. But she didn't. Instead, I remember her asking me, do you remember, Jamey, the Shawshank Redemption? That line where you've got to get busy living or you've got to get busy dying? And I shook my head, yes. And she said, well, I guess I only have 2 choices, don't I? We all only have 2 choices. The choice to let those moments define our days, or we can choose to define our moments. The only question is, what would you choose?